Hi, everyone. Welcome to Copper State Treasures. We're so happy to have you this evening.
Hello, everybody.
Before we get started, I just want to see. It's right about 7 o'clock. We actually might have the opportunity of hearing people cheering in the background where Jason is. Say hi, Jason.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to set the laptop close to the window. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Can you hear anything?
No, not yet. Are they cheering now?
Yeah, they're cheering. It's just hard to hear from up here. You don't hear like horns and stuff?
I can a little bit. Can you guys hear them cheering? Oh yeah, I hear them now.
So cool.
So you guys were listening to everybody cheering in New York City for all the essential and medical workers that are out there helping everyone. It's a little hard to hear, Jason, but I think we can tell what's going on. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
No problem. The lighting's a little funny for about the next 10 minutes because it's still light outside, but afterwards we'll be able to see better. So yesterday I was driving home I was in the Uber thing, riding home from work, and we're driving right about where Times Square is, right in the middle of downtown, and man, it was so loud, everybody cheering and people honking, and the cops were all hitting their sirens a little bit, and it was actually really, really cool.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Real quick, I just want to greet everybody that's come in. Diane, hi, welcome. How are you? And Marie, hi, welcome. And Tim is my brother, which he does live shows with us all the time. Tim is actually Copper State Bassett's. So, and then who else do we have in here? Big Charlie's. Hi, Big Charlie, how are you? And Zach, hi, how are you? Zach's in Canada.
Howdy,
and
Zach.
Let's see who else. Anthony, hi, welcome. And Kevin from the Thrifting Lounge, how are you? And Philly Rotek, hi, welcome.
They're still
all right, you guys. They're still hollering out there?
Yeah, it goes on for about 5 full minutes.
See if you can put the computer. Is it really loud? Is it any louder?
No. I mean, I'm on the 34th floor, so. Like if I look down, I can see like the rooftops of the buildings way down below. And man, I gotta tell you, you can see like people jumping up and down and banging on pots and pans, but it's kind of far away. The camera won't at all. You won't be able to see it. Maybe maybe I'll have you mail out that GoPro and the little stick, and I can stick it out the window a little bit, and you'll be able to see a whole lot better. I can take some video.
Oh, that would be awesome. Jason, someone's saying hi. Can you see the screen?
Oh, I remember her. Hi, Kim. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hi, B. Earl. Welcome. And Justin, thank you for coming in. And then let's see. Yes, B. Earl, it's really amazing that they do that. Jason, why don't you... Jason, can you share your feelings of how you feel there now listening to all the people cheering?
It's pretty powerful. I mean, I've had all day today off, so I mean, you kind of get desensitized. But when I got off work yesterday after being in the hospital all day long, it's pretty intense. When I was coming home to have that, I really, really appreciate it. And I think everybody who's in the kind of position that I'm at, especially medical, police, fire, all of them, and then all the essential people, after they leave their families to go and even to do something small as serve food to people, after the whole day of being around this disease or this virus and how scary it is, it really feels good to hear the entire community cheer you like that. It's pretty powerful feeling.
Hi, Trey. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Trey?
So everybody's here to support you, Jason. So pretty much typically our shows are surrounded around trivia on antique items and vintage items. For now, we are going to be highlighting Jason's journey on the front line in the hot spots until everything gets back to normal. And we also have been talking with a lot of other RRT'S that are out on the front line and other medical staff. And each time we come live, we are going to be showcasing everybody so that we possibly can. So we're requesting people to send us pictures of either family members or people they know or even themselves. That way we can celebrate all the heroes and everybody that is out there trying to help us, trying to help fight this virus that we're going through right now. So let's see. Oh, Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. So happy to see you. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better today? I know, Jason, she hasn't been feeling very well. Diane has a question here for you, Jason.
Well, I've been here one day. I can tell you, well, before we get started, I can't answer any questions about the specific location that I'm at. That's a big one. The other one, I can't give you like exact modalities that we're using to try and help the patients and how successful or unsuccessful we're being with that. Besides those questions, I'm more than happy to answer any questions about what I've seen and what it's like here and what I'm experiencing. From what I've seen, I can tell you that I would not fully invest in what the media is saying about how safe or unsafe this virus is. I was in Arizona just a few days ago, and I was watching the news, and I was like, "Oh, it's not going to be that bad," And I got to tell you, after my first day of actually being in the hospital, you need to definitely take your precautions. Don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. Wash your hands like crazy. If you can get your food delivered to you through the grocery stores, wipe it down before you get in the house. Just avoid going out as best you can. These people are sick, and they're really, really sick. It's unlike anything I've seen before. I've worked in the hospitals. This is my 10th year of being a respiratory therapist. I've worked in hospitals and long-term facilities, and I've seen people that were sick and people that were end of life. And this is some pretty incredible stuff. And it's kind of spooky, to be honest with you, how sick these people are. It's not a joke. It's not a made-up deal. It's the real deal. It's like a war zone, and people are dying, and it's. I'm not trying to get everybody all scared and freaked out, but you need to do your due diligence when you're taking care of yourself. wear your mask, don't go outside, wash your hands. You do not want this disease. I have friends that have it. I have friends in the medical field that have had it, even a couple of them in Arizona that had it, and it lasted 5, 6, 7 days, and then they started to recover without, a whole lot of effort. They're the lucky ones. Well, most people are going to be like that, but if you get it and it's a bad case, it's not anything that you want to be involved with. It's horrible. It's horrifying. There, I said it. It's terrible. Don't believe what you're watching on TV. It's not something that you want to even take any kind of risk with. Just avoid going outside at all costs. You don't want this at all.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Jason. And for everybody that's watching, we definitely aren't here to try to put fear in anybody. We just want to share. I know there's people out there that want to discuss this and get it off their chest. And I know it's causing havoc on a lot of people that are depressed, who have anxiety. So, we're here to help support you. And Jason will do everything he can to answer any questions that you may have. But real quick, I want to say hi to Harry. Thank you so much for coming by, Harry. Marie said something here. She said that the tattoo toy hunter just got back from helping in NYC. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't know who he is, but I definitely would, if he has any pictures, we'd like to showcase them on our live. So, Marie, after this live is over, I'm going to be putting my email address in the description. So anybody that has family or friends or even themselves pictures they want to share, we definitely want to raise awareness around the medical staff and essential workers that are out there day to day fighting, helping the rest of us survive. So thank you so much. And Kathy, not a lot better, but it's not the virus. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad it's not the virus, Kathy. I really pray that you start feeling better. We appreciate you. We appreciate your shows, and God bless you, hon. You're a very lovely lady, and we appreciate you very much. We just had someone else come in here, the Flippin' Hustler. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, Todd. Todd's his name. Okay. Oh, Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. Welcome. How are you? Oh, his name is Kevin. His name is Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Yak Nation? Thanks for coming.
All right, you guys. So,
looks like we have a question. Am I saying it's absolutely airborne? Then, if we should not go outside at all? No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's airborne or it's not airborne. What I am saying is that you get within 6 feet of somebody else and they cough, you can definitely catch this disease. It is a droplet. Still, all of the way that we're protecting ourselves is still droplet. But that droplet there's all kinds of videos out there that'll show you how much can travel, especially if it's windy outside. When you're walking by somebody and they cough, they sneeze, anything like that, you don't know when they're about to do it. It's not worth the risk. So you should wear your mask when you're outside, wash your hands often, and don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. It's not worth it. The people that I've seen are so incredibly sick. It's like a nightmare.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. We just had someone else join Yak Nation. He is a very good longtime friend of ours, Terry, who is all the way in Louisiana.
They're fighting their battles out there too.
They're fighting their, yep, absolutely.
We've been friends since high school. We joined the Army together. Much love to you too, brother.
So any of you that are watching, perhaps through Facebook, If you want to come in and join the chat and ask questions, all you have to do is actually go into YouTube. It's absolutely free. You just create a login and then look up Copper State Treasures, or go back out to the link that we have on Facebook and then hit the live chat, and you'll be able to see everybody asking questions. And if you want to say hi to Jason, or if you want to ask a question at that time, we'll be able to help you. Oh, look at this. Wait, hold on. I sent 300 masks to the frontline EMTs in Flushing, New York today. Oh my goodness!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, we are well funded. We do have we have what we need to take care of the people. That's not to say we couldn't use 3 times more, but as far as what I've seen personally at where I am, we have what we need to fight this. We could always use a whole lot more. Some of the other hospitals out there could use a whole lot more as well. The good news is, the one good piece of news is, I've seen officials in my hospital talking about how the admissions are dropping way down. In fact, the entire time that I was on my shift, there were very few people in the ER. So that's good news.
That is good news.
I'm not exactly sure if that means that the people are just staying home and trying to fight it themselves, or what exactly that means. But anytime that you have less admissions in a hospital, it's usually a good sign.
Flippin' Hustler, what is your name? Is it Todd? I was there. Marie, is it? It must be Todd. If it's Todd, thank you, Todd, so much. A lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that need to be appreciated for investing and sending things, medical supplies. I know there's a lot of food services there in New York too, right, Jason, that are bringing free food to the hospitals.
It's just amazing. There was so much coffee and little treats and little meals that were brought up just about on the hour to our break rooms. It's really amazing how much the people in this community have reached out for each other. Even when I'm in the hospital and I look out the windows, the buildings that are around it. I mean, the hospital I'm in is right in the middle of Manhattan. When you look out the windows and you see the buildings, the skyscrapers around, people have made big signs across their windows, and you can tell that they had to get together with their neighbors to do it, because it covers the whole side of the building, and it says thank you and hearts and all kinds of stuff. At night, all these big buildings, a lot of them have blue lights. That's the deal, to show support for all of us and all the essential workers. Is they're putting blue lights everywhere. I think it's actually trying to become a nationwide deal. So at night, if you have blue lights, put them out so everybody can see your support for all the people that are, putting themselves in harm's way to try and fight this.
Oh, that's wonderful. I didn't know that was happening. I mean, I knew they were lighting up the buildings, but I didn't know there was a specific color that they're using. Here's another question here for you, Jason.
Are the people of New York following the stay-at-home order, or are you seeing a lot? It is a ghost town here. I have some pictures which we're going to be showing a little slideshow here in a few minutes, so that you can see that I took on the streets of New York. I went to go a couple blocks over from my hotel to get some food, and I turned around and looked and realized that I was in Times Square. The streets are deserted. There's only a couple people out here and there. There is a little bit of a vagrant deal going on. They don't have a lot of places to go. I've heard the governor talk about how they're trying to find places for them to go. However, very, very few people out on the streets, very, very few cars out on the streets. It's absolutely amazing to see all of these Broadway and Times Square and all of downtown just completely deserted. In all honesty, it should take me forever to get to my job from where I'm at. By cab or whatever, but there's no cars on the street. It's really pretty bizarre.
Brenda has a message for you.
I'll do my best, Brenda.
So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share my screen, and these are just a few photos that Jason has taken on the streets there in New York. And Jason, please, as I'm going through the photos, if you can do your best to describe any of them, and or if you need me to pause one, let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on here. Give me just a moment.
I can't see it. It's too small.
Is it there now?
Oh, okay. All right. So the first one was the plane ride. Any of you that are my friends on Facebook, you've seen it. Slow it down just a second. Slow it down on this one. So this is right outside of my hotel. I'm staying right on the border of Hell's Kitchen. This is 9th Street or 9th and 40th, right as soon as you come out of like the Lincoln Tunnel there. You know, as you can see, there is absolutely nobody on the street. There's just a very few number of cars. It's like, I don't know, have you ever seen like the apocalypse movies or something when the streets are all empty? Or I think the biggest one that comes to mind is that The Devil's Advocate, when all of a sudden they're like downtown New York and there's nobody on the streets. It's very it reminds me a lot of that. So this is Broadway. Pause on that one just a minute. You know,
sorry.
That's all right. If you've ever been to Broadway in New York, you know that just about any time of the day, night or day, middle of the night, whatever, this street is packed. This is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There is not a soul. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's the view from my hotel room. If you look down, you can see, I don't know how well you can see, there's no cars on the streets anywhere. View from my hotel room. Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so pause this one here. This is Times Square. Again, the only reason I was there, I'm literally staying about a block and a half from this actual deal. I went down to my concierge. I didn't want to spend $30 for a hamburger for room service. And I was like, hey man, I got to find something to eat. Is there some place that's close by? I strapped on a mask and they sent me to a place called the Shake Shack, which was just a couple blocks down. So I walked over there, and while I was walking there, I turned around and I couldn't believe it. You know, I've been to Times Square before. I could not believe my eyes that that's where I was. It's yellow. It has "thank you" written across it. There's a large police presence everywhere. Just about on every corner, you're going to see at least 1 or 2 police vehicles or a couple officers. There's just really nobody out on the streets.
Hold on one sec, Jason. I gotta fix something here. I gotta take off the comments because it's people can't see.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see if that helps, guys.
I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh.
It's okay. I'm gonna go back to where you were. Hold on.
Yeah, here, go back one. Sorry. Go back to that one. The view from my hotel, if you look straight down, one more. Go back one more. You can see the streets are just completely empty. There's no cars out there. This is the middle of the day on a Saturday. You know, there should be, usually there's, you can't even drive down the road. It's just completely empty. All right, go ahead. That's Times Square. All right, so this is the view of my hospital from one of the little areas. I think my wife put that in there because she thinks I look good in that picture.
Of course you do.
Can't really see anything there.
You're funny.
Okay, so this is another one. This is Madame Tussauds. I don't know how to say it, but if you've been to New York, you know where this is. It's a big production room. You can see right down the sidewalk. There is nobody there. On the side on the left, you can see all the big billboards from the Times Square. It's the intersection, I believe, of Broadway and where Times Square is, 40th Street.
I see a McDonald's sign way back in the back. Is McDonald's open or are they closed? Or
Lisa, you could pick out a McDonald's sign from 50 miles away. I don't know how you do it. I can't even believe it. I can't see it.
It's embarrassing.
Good
Stop
Lord.
it.
I mean, out of that whole picture, that's what you got. Look, I can see it. There's a little teeny M. I see. All right. Wow. No, there's no McDonald's open. All right, at least the ones I walked by, there was nobody there. This is in front of my hotel. I tried to get, there was a shuttle. You can't see it because of this truck that's there. It's a shuttle that was picking up medical professionals from the hotel right next to mine to go to a hotel or go to a hospital in Harlem. Sorry about that. You can kind of see if you look real close, you can see it like pulling off down in the distance. It's kind of neat to see all of us lining up in the morning to go to work. It's pretty cool. So, I just want to make sure it doesn't say anything about where we're at in that picture. Okay, so this is a big line of everybody waiting. On our first day, we had to get our ID badges, and we had to get fit for the N95 respirator masks. This is the respiratory therapists. These were all the people that arrived there with me first thing yesterday morning.
And they were from all over the place.
All over. Right? All over. We had some from Texas. We had some from Arkansas. Hi, Jenny Steele. We had a married couple that came down together. Really nice couple. I forget where they're from. I'm going to have to ask them again tomorrow. But they're married respiratory therapists, and they came together, and they both got assigned to the same place. It's actually really, really cool. We had people from Texas. We had people from Tennessee, all over the country. It's really cool.
Do you, if you had to guess how many people, so let me back up. These are all respiratory therapists that are here with you in this picture?
Well, the dude in the right there, I think he's security actually, but the majority of us were all respiratory therapists.
And if you had to take a guess how many started just at your hospital that week, what would you think?
Just respiratory therapists, I'm going to say there was maybe 25.
Wow.
Well, there's so much going on as soon as you got there. I didn't really take the time to count, but there was quite a few of us. There's all of us waiting to get our N95 mask. I got everybody to wave and kind of smile. You can see the line goes all the way down back behind you. We're all respiratory therapists.
You're really good at getting people to wave and smile. You've always been good at doing that. I think that might have been oh no, there's more.
Okay, so this is the basic setup that we get. I mean, I don't have the coveralls on, but I have the N95 respirator. I've got the hairnet, and I've got the face shield. This is basically what we're, for the head, what we're using to protect ourselves.
So I have a question about that shield.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you covering all the way from the top of your head down?
It's like a splash guard. It's in case somebody's coughing, you don't want to get it all over your face.
Oh, okay.
They're just trying to protect. We're trying to protect your entire face. That's where you're most vulnerable, is in your face. There's the respirator mask that I got. A good friend of mine, Don Huth, happened to have one of these and gave it to me just the day before I actually left for New York. A few people have them in the hospital. The N95 respirators are kind of hard to breathe through. They are effective. This mask just was a better fit for me. I'm glad that I have it. It's a little bit more protection for myself, and it's a little bit more comfortable, and it's a whole lot easier to breathe through.
So
any information, if any of you are respiratory therapists or nurses or anything like that are going to be going to one of these hot zones, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do everything you can to find one of these masks. They're much more comfortable than the N95 respirators. The particulate filters that are on them are so good that they even break down mold spores. I couldn't smell anything through it. I couldn't taste anything through it, and it was much more comfortable, much easier to breathe. All right. Yeah, that's me again in front of a window at the hospital.
I like this picture because I like the doggy too.
Yeah, that's just me in front of some random building in New York.
Well, what is that dog doing?
It has a taxi cab up on its nose.
But is it like an advertising thing or just
That, I've given up trying to figure out this city as far as the stuff that's out there. I saw a statue of a cow that was painted different colors, and it said, "My name's Bill." I don't understand all of it, but I take pictures of the cool stuff.
All right. Oh, okay. And then this. What's your friend's name that made this?
I don't have it in front of me. You need to tell me before. You need to screen the questions with me before you ask me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's Carmela something.
Yeah. So she is doing this on her own. She reaches out to respiratory therapists, nursing, everybody like that. That's out there, in the front lines, and she makes these. It's a different one for every person, and it was really cool to have something like that arrive on my Facebook page. I'm really appreciative of it, and I'm sure everyone else that you're doing it for feels the same way.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I was looking through Facebook and I saw it and I was like, wow. And then I read it and I was like, what a wonderful thing to make for somebody.
Yeah,
right? Like, no one asked her to do this. She just went in and created this herself. It's just the love that's being shown for all the essential workers and all the medical staff that's coming out is absolutely amazing, and I am so thankful that she did this. I think this might be the last one. Okay, so let's go back.
So at the risk of sounding unappreciative towards my family, I'm completely I love my family so much, and I'm so appreciative of all the support that they've given me, my wife and my friends, my parents. It means the world. You come to kind of expect that, though. When you're a member of the family, you kind of expect that kind of support and love, and it feels great. I got to tell you, though, when you get it without expecting it and without knowing that it's coming from just a random stranger, it's not that it feels better. It's just as special. It makes you feel really, really good. These people, they don't have to do anything. They can just hang out and chill and say thank you or whatever. You get stuff like this. It means a lot. The departments, when we receive the little pictures from that kids drew, and they have them all over the department and all over the windows and stuff, and it feels so cool to see stuff like that.
That's awesome. So Jeff, hi, welcome Jeff to our live stream. He has said that the dog and cab is art, Jason.
Well, that's a weird name for a dog in a cab.
No, it's art. It's not his name. You're so silly. Okay, so real quick, I wanted Jason to let us know what this banner going across the screen is.
Oh, okay. So if anybody is interested in being a traveler, going into one of these crisis zones, there's a whole lot of companies out there. They're all pretty much going to get you the same deal. Whether you get $2,000 a week for stipend to live, or whether you get $1,000 a week and your hourly rate is more, the hospitals all offer basically the same amount of money, and the way it's broken up is dependent upon the company that you're with. So if you're going with one over the other because it looks like it's more money, this money all comes to you on one check. So however they're splitting it up is really, it doesn't matter. There is a little bit of a difference as far as tax goes, but I have a great recruiter. I reached out to Maxim. I reached out to Titan. I reached out to Club. I reached out to Cross Country. I reached out to all of them. I wanted to find out what the deal was. I wanted to find out, how I get involved, and I wanted the information right away. And I got to tell you, I was blown off by a few different ones. I'm not going to point out bad ones because they're all sending medical professionals in, and I'm proud of all of them and thankful for all of them. But this particular guy that's on the bottom, he is amazing. He was very attentive. He answered all my questions. I was able to get an assignment within a couple of hours. There weren't endless phone calls. Now, I know what some of you are saying. Some of you are saying that, I'm going to get some kind of kickback out of this. So I decided to put his telephone number across the bottom of this. And when you call, it's not a special number. It's just his number. And he has no way of knowing whether I sent you or not. So I don't get anything out of it. I'm just telling you, sharing valid information that if you don't want a whole bunch of BS, you want somebody who's going to be there for you on the phone. Dude, I've called him at 2:00 in the morning, like, oh my God, I just got this crazy email. And he was, he answered the phone, man. And he was there for me. He gave me all the information, got me a good job. That's the information across the bottom. Don't tell him I sent you. Don't, say, hey, I want to give props to anybody, because there is, there is money that's involved if you say that I referred you. That's not what this is about. This is about you getting the good information and going with a company that's good and reputable, and there wasn't a bunch of baloney.
And plus, if any medical staff is watching, I know there's a lot of people out there that are, like Jason, they want to help with this virus that's going on right now, and they want to go into the hot zones, and they don't know how. They don't know who to call. They don't know where to go to get involved. So we absolutely, if you want to go and do it and get involved and see if you can try to help the hot spots, get them down to where it doesn't spread across the rest of the U.S., please give this guy a call. Like Jason said, I didn't know who he had reached out to. But didn't this guy, I thought he reached out to you directly.
No. So I reached out to several companies, and I waited and waited and waited. I wanted the information. I wanted to get an assignment and go. I mean, people were talking about going, and when you make a decision like this and you decide that that's what you want to do, it's not something that you want to sit on for a week while you're watching news and hearing, horror stories. It was something I wanted to get involved with right away. And when these companies started blowing me off, and it would take, 2 days for them to get back to me and answer one question, then I ask them another question, and then it takes 2 days for, that's not the kind of response that you look for when you're willing to risk your life and go and do something that's as amazing as this is. You want somebody who's going to appreciate you. And, again, I filled out the stuff online. He had me on the phone within about 30 minutes. After I filled out all the information, he had me a valid offer. It wasn't more or less than anybody else. Again, if anybody's telling you they're going to get you more money than the other, the hospitals offer what they offer, and they put it out there. And so anybody, any of these companies are going to get you the same bottom line money, and it all comes in one check. So
right. And I just want to make sure people are aware, if you are considering doing this, once you do get your assignment, you have to cover your way to the location, your first 2 weeks, most of the times it's 2 weeks of hotel, food, everything. So you have to be prepared for that. And
you get it back. It's just you don't get it until your first pay. They don't typically send you out money before you work. You've got to actually work your first week, and then it takes a week to get the first check. So if you're wanting to do this and you're thinking, wow, I don't know if I can afford something like that, there are lots of programs out there. I want to give a big shout out to JetBlue Airways, who flew me out. I also want to give a big shout out to the Hilton Honors Program. If you're a member of your nursing organizations or your respiratory organization, AARC, they're partnering with with Hearts of Hilton and giving us tremendous deals. A lot of times the hotel, because you're flying into a hot zone, will let you stay the first 2 weeks for free as long as you reimburse them when you get your first pay.
Real quick, Jason, I just want to greet a few new people that have come into the live stream. One is the Treasure Hustlers. Hi, thank you so much for coming in. We truly appreciate you stopping by. And let's see. We also have Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Welcome.
Hi, Sharon.
Thank you so much for coming to our live stream. Oh, and we have Angel Lady. Hi, Donna. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. We're happy to see you. She actually has a daughter that's an RRT.
Wow.
That is working in the hospitals right now. And then let's see. Oh, gotta run. Thanks for everything. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you, Trey. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to see you. And then it looks like we have Sunny from Vegas. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in.
What is that picture of?
It's a picture of him with a camera.
Nice.
Sunny, is that a camera? Sure. So, anyways, thank you for sharing the information about the staffing. In case anybody's interested, who's in the medical field, who wants to go into the hot zones and try to help the people that are in desperate need right now. So at this point in the show, I just want to recap. Jason has started a Facebook page called, can you tell them the name of it again?
It's called Respiratory Therapists Globally United. It's a Facebook group for respiratory therapists all around the world. When this all first started happening, I thought it would be cool to see how people around the world were doing. And then very quickly, we had respiratory therapists from Chile and Pakistan and Africa and Argentina and Canada and America. I mean, just all over the place. And it's a really cool spot to share a bunch of information, how things are working, how things are going in different countries. It's on Facebook. Again, it's called Respiratory Therapists Globally United.
So what he's done is he talks to people through there. Like he said, it's from all over the world. And we put out a message on there that we want to help give tribute to all the heroes around the world who are in the hot spots right now, trying to help fight what is happening. So what they're doing is they're sending me photos and a little bit of information about themselves. And every time we do a live show, we're just going to showcase a few of them and share some of the photos of them and where they are. So give me just a moment. Let me get that started. Hold on one sec.
So we've received a ton of pictures and short little bios. In order to make it to where it's not just an endless stream of pictures, we're going to do a few of them each week, just so you can see some of the people that are, again, they're out on travel assignments in the hot zones. Not saying that we are not giving props to the respiratory therapists who are fighting at home. Just for this particular purposes, though, we just did the ones that are travel nurses, travel RTs, and there'll be maybe 6 to 10 every single week. As we get more and more and more, we're going to make a tribute video that shows all of them, together, and we'll put that on YouTube as well.
So, Jason, can you see the first photo? I just want to make sure it's up there.
I can see the photo, yeah.
Okay. So, you guys, I'm going to do my best to pronounce everyone's names, and I apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name. But again, if you do not see your photo on this live show, it will be coming up on future shows. So here we go. This is Amy Burke. She's actually from Tucson, Arizona. She left her husband and her son to travel to NYU. I think it's Lang 1 in Brooklyn. To help out with the crisis. Thank you, Amy. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Let's see. This is Allyson Stought. She is from Columbus, Ohio. She's headed to, I think it's Weill Cornell Medical Center. She is a respiratory therapist. And here's one other picture of her there with her face shield on. Next, let's see here. This is Ashley Kovalik. She's an RRT. She is RRT ACCS. She's in Hartford, Connecticut. And she says that she is staying there at her facility where she works because there is quite a few patients there at her hospital that she's caring for. She says that she has been an RT for 8 years, and she is an ECMO specialist.
ECMO, yeah.
Right. And she said she just got her ACCS this past February.
Congratulations.
She works at Hartford Hospital, which is a level 1 trauma unit. Thank you, Ashley. You are a hero. Thank you for everything that you do. This is Roxanne Berriesford. She is from Houston area, but she is in NYU Winthrop right now as we speak, helping patients out there. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you for your service. And up next, this is, and I really hope I don't mispronounce her name, it's Lataurus Thurston. She is from Chicago, Illinois. She says that she's working in her hometown, Chicago, Illinois, at 2 different hospitals, which is Mercy Hospital Medical Center and Jackson Park Hospital. She says this pandemic is rising and so many people need our help. So I'm thinking about working through an agency to extend my help even more. As long as God continues to bless me with my health and strength, I'm going to continue to help one breath at a time. Okay, I'm going to try not to cry.
Amen to that.
All right. A couple more. All right, so this is, oh boy, I hope I say her name right. It's Safrija, and her family name is Sali. She is in the hometown of Basilan province in the Philippines. She's left her work to go work there. She works in a pulmonary unit. She says it's Metro Davao Medical and Research Center at Davao City, Philippines. Thank you so much, Safrija. We really appreciate you. She says, yes, I am Muslim Filipino. And then we have one more person that we're going to highlight today. Okay. I'm really going to try to say this correctly. Parcenet B Villadolid. She's a respiratory therapist in Marikina Valley Medical Center in Philippines. She says that, well, let me just let you know that she sent me video clips, and I'm going to try to include them in a tribute video once I make the video. But what she says about the video clips that she sent me is, this is my hardest part every time I am going back to the hospital. My son, Charles, he always sad and scared every time I leave the house because he always thinking the effects of the pandemic. God bless you and please stay safe. And I have a few pictures of her and the medical staff of where she is. And this is in the Philippines also. They look like they're having a good time back there. Trying to be happy, right? With everything that's going on. staying positive. I think that must be her little, I think maybe little doggy. All right, you guys. So anyways, that was just a special tribute that we wanted to share with you guys. And oh my gosh, I am not trying to make anybody cry. I am so sorry. That was hard for me to read some of this stuff. And you guys, you know, I am getting so many emails from so many people all over the world. And I plan on sharing everyone and giving thanks to all the medical staff. And I want to start doing essential workers that are out there risking their health and their safety and their families also. So if anybody in the chat or anybody that's watching replay, please look in the description of this video. And if you have any photos of yourself or anyone else that you know that is working the front line and trying to help keep everyone safe, please send that to me, and I would love to share that with everybody on our live shows. Thanks. And if I missed, like I said, like Jason said, if we didn't get your photo up today, then we'll definitely get it up in future live shows.
So we have just a couple minutes left. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to help what I can answer. You know, you're more than welcome to ask me or Lisa anything. I'll be happy to answer what I can.
That's Dee. Hi, Dee.
Hi, Dee.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions, Jason, we have a few more minutes. Jason would be happy to answer anything for you.
You know, Sharon, I agree with you 100%. It's sad when we lose anybody, especially the people that are trying to help. You know, it's just, you know, I sincerely hope that once this is all blown over, that things don't go back to the way they were. I really hope that this newfound unity that we have across all borders and all religions and all political parties, for the most part, you know, remains as solidified as it is right now. It's a really cool feeling to walk right down the street with people from different countries and different states and different religions and sexual orientation, and we're all going to the same place to fight the same thing, and we all got each other's back. It's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. I really hope that we can, at least for a little while, try to keep that up after this is all done. Brenda, the masks, the only place that I've been able to find 3M half-face masks that are filtered is eBay. 3M, Amazon, Walmart, all the big companies, they've all reserved the ones that they're going to have for the frontline hospitals. You know, you're going to be able to find a couple on eBay. If you're not going to a frontline place, I really request that you wouldn't buy one of those. Let somebody who is going to one of these places that really needs it, you know, who's going to be right in the face of somebody who has this disease and trying to save them, buy it. If you're wanting something to protect yourself around the house, you know, you can always get the N95 respirators and very good face masks. You can also buy those on eBay as well. Angel ladies. Oh, wait. Are
no, look at this screen.
That are working better than others? Are there any therapies that are working better than others? You know, this disease is, or excuse me, this virus is really funky. Some people we're treating it just like the flu. Some people, we treat it like it's the ARDS disease, because it's just, you got so much goop in the lungs. Other people have metabolic issues that are foreshadowing any of it. Each one's got a little bit different of stuff. I can't say 100% what's working better than other stuff, because it changes just about every day as we learn more and more about this virus. Jason, our hospital doesn't have a lot of masks. They're having to reuse theirs. What can I do to get some? Okay, so I know that there are organizations that if you reach out to them, they will send masks to your hospital. I believe that your individual hospitals have people working on this already. I don't really know what kind of advice I can give you to get more brought to your hospital over another one. I really don't know how any of that works. But believe me, if you have a shortage of masks, there is somebody or a team of people at your hospital right now working on trying to get more.
Brenda's responding to what you said.
Brendan, the best thing you can do is keep her inside the house. Keep your hands clean. Keep anything that you bring in the house nice and clean. And don't go outside unless you absolutely have to. And if you absolutely have to, wear a little face mask. The idea is to just stop anything from hitting your nose or your mouth, your ears. You don't need a particulate mask to go to the store. If you absolutely have to get one, though, again, they are for sale on eBay. They're called 3M respirators. You can find them in the 6,000 model, the 7,000 model, the P100 model. Sometimes they come with filters. You might have to buy filters on top of them. They're about $30. They're not great masks, but it's a mask. I just put some heavier padding in them and wear gloves when you go out. Yeah, that's a great thing to do. My mother actually saw something on the internet. If you have any of those ace bandages, those thick ace bandages that you wrap around your knee that have Velcro on each side, you can wrap that around and Velcro it on, and they're just as much protection as any of these little masks that you're going to wear and find out there.
All right. I've seen some people using like bandanas.
Yeah, there's all kinds of nice fitting masks out there for sale all over the internet. If you've got 10 or 15 bucks to spend, you can buy the ones that have the little filters on each side. They're a little bit easier to breathe through than the ones that just cover over your mouth. There's tons and tons and tons of options out there for you to buy.
I just stay inside. But I know people have to, right? And, I started thinking, Jason, about people who live in like apartment complexes and don't have yards, or that like the people there in New York where they're just kind of trapped, right? Like they can't leave. Like that's got to be, I don't know. I would think that would be harder than people that have yards and people that could go out into their grass. And I know I've heard a lot of people talking about being stir crazy, and I bet you it's got to be really depressing or cause a lot of anxiety on a lot of people that can't go to work and can't.
Well, you don't have to zone out just on the TV. A lot of people are eating goodies and sitting there watching TV and drinking alcohol and all kinds of stuff. And, it's real easy to get into a depressive mode. Join some of these social groups. Just about every hour of every single day, there is some social group out there that's doing some kind of crazy, we're doing a mask challenge. We're doing this kind of challenge. We're going to do this. We're going to play this online game. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do to remain social. But believe me, as bad as it may be to be, kind of bored in your house, it is no fun at all to be intubated in the hospital. So just keep that in the back of your head. It's not worth it. Believe me.
Right. I agree with you completely, Jason. Marie says that Rosie's Closet Crystal is making them too and donating them as well. So Rosie's Closet Crystal, that must be a YouTube channel. Brenda and Donna, if you want to check her out, maybe reach out to her and see if they can help you, provide you with anything. For me, honestly, I have masks here just because every time Jason would come home from the hospital, he would bring home masks. So I have just a couple, but I don't really go anywhere. And
were left in my pocket after working. Don't you throw them away, Lisa? Oh my God.
No. And then I have the new one you gave me. So I have one. And then from the lockers, I have
Don't use those. Throw them away. That's a mask that I used in the hospital years ago, and it was stuck in my pocket.
He doesn't remember. He gave me a brand new one like 3 weeks ago, so he doesn't remember. You said, here it is, and you said, here's your mask, and it's brand new.
That was my fit mask for the last place I worked.
Right.
Yeah, you can use that one.
See, I told you. Now I don't look so silly. All right, you guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, Donna. So she's saying her daughter that works in the hospital, they can't wear handmade ones.
Yeah, no. Let the hospital supply the ones for the medical professionals. You want to use any of those other ones for the general public, for family, stuff like that when you go outside. The hospitals have the masks in order to make sure that their people are safe. The N95 respirator is not a single-use mask. It is a mask that you use over and over again. It's a particulate filter mask, and you can use it. It's going to be completely clean on one side, and it'll be dirty on the other. So that's when people say, hey, we're having to reuse these masks. The N95 respirator is one that you can wear for an extended period of time for multiple patients, especially if they're all cohorted with the same disease.
Jason, before we go, can you do us one just quick favor?
I'm not singing a song, Lisa.
No. Could you take your computer and put it towards the window?
Oh, sure.
I can see the buildings all lit up, and I don't know if we can see that.
Can you see it?
Can you turn off your light? The maybe. It's hard to tell because there's reflection.
Well, it's hard to move the camera when it's on a laptop. What the heck? There we go.
Oh, that's a little bit better. Oh, that's pretty. It's hard to.
There's more. You can see some of the blue lights. Can you see blue lights?
Yeah, on the top of the one building, it looks like a triangle, or it looks kind of blue.
Yeah, those 3 buildings have like a triangle-esque deal. One of them even has a big triangle patio that shoots out the side of the building.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you. All right, you guys. So we just want to tell everybody thank you so much for watching tonight and staying connected with Jason on his journey. We really appreciate everyone's support. We can't thank you enough, and we love you all. We appreciate you all. We want you all to stay safe and do the best you can to protect yourself for right now until everything blows over. Jason, is there anything you'd like to say before we end the broadcast?
No, good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay vigilant, do your due diligence when you have to go outside. I can't stress enough. I was blown away by what I saw in the hospital. It's not, the media has a good way of saying how many people are passing away, but they really don't describe what it looks like and what these people are going through. It's awful. You don't want to take any chances.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. And thank you guys again. And we'll be back live on Saturday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern. So this Saturday. What's that?
I got to go to bed.
Oh, yeah. He's got to get to work in the morning. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Good night.